Hello there. Last week on Sunday, we celebrated Mother's Day. However, I found that a lot of women could not really celebrate Mother's Day because they believe they're having issues with the kind of children they have. That the children, they do not understand them and so on. And that's why I decided to dedicate just a podcast, just to a little topic about why our children, some children are the way they are. One factor might be responsible for that, and that's what I want to quickly talk about today. Motherhood can be very sweet, but when the children begin to exhibit certain characteristics that is unexpected, we tend to demonize or criminalize or simply condemn them. Whereas most times it's just the age difference or the generation in which they belong to that's actually not making us to communicate or to engage. So one barrier to engagement, proper engagement between the children that we have nowadays and the older ones or the parents is because of the different generation we belong to. Sometimes we're not conscious of it. We expect them to behave like us. You want them to be raised like us. But they have their own tweak of how they are. Even if you want them to be like you, it is going to be in their own version. It's like saying that the telephone we used to use, growing up was that round dialing phone. We still have phones today. We are still using phones today, but they are different. I remember when I told a younger generation, when I showed them, like, what is this? They could not recognize that as a telephone. They're like, what's that? Because now we still have telephones, but they do not understand that that's what we just did is different from what they have right now. Today we have touch screens, little phones, foldable ones, and so on. Those days you have to carry those things around, moving them, plugging them from one place to another. So there are times when you and your kids cannot see eye to eye, and the struggle is real. As we ourselves grew up, we formed different perspectives and priorities, which makes it difficult to understand the younger generation, to understand their way of thinking. One of the most common questions parents always ask themselves is, why do today's children seem to struggle with certain tasks and cause that were once a breeze, once very easy for us to do? Well, that question is valid and germane. While it is true that every generation has its unique traits and tendencies, understanding generational differences can be beneficial for parents who wants to connect with their kids better, for mothers who wants to understand their children better. We are blessed with these children from heaven, and we must realize that they will not have the same mindset or reasoning like ours. How to manage these differences is where we struggle sometimes as mothers or as parents. Now let's look at the things that characterize this difference, this generational difference that we have from the children, and that is what makes them to think, talk, and act in ways that are different from us. Generations exhibit similar characteristics such as communication, shopping, music, fashion, trends, motivational, preferences. So many things are different in different generations. The way our parents were, they cannot fathom us. That's the way these children can fathom us too. They're like, what is wrong? Why are you behaving like that? Because they experience similar trends at approximately the same life stage and through similar channels. For instance, either they're online or on TV or on mobile. Generation shaping trends are mostly influential as people grow, which means that the members of a particular generation will develop and share similar values, beliefs, and expectations. It is important to remember that even though everyone is different at individual level, looking at people through a generational lens offers useful predictability for those trying to reach out to or influence a large group or populace. On the assumption that my audience today fall into the category of millennials, because I am talking to people that are not all that old, but this is an assumption, then I can safely also assume that the children born to millennials fall into the last two generations we have today. And before we continue, let me quickly define what a generation is. What I'm saying generation, and what I'm referring to as a generation, is a group of people born at roughly the same time. So generations are usually grouped by a 20-year time interval. For instance, we are the millennials. Everyone born between 1977 and 1995. So are millennials. Now we're looking at Gen Z, born between 1996 and 2015, and Gen Alphas are those born after 2015 till date. Now, Gen Z kids are the first to be born into a world where they know nothing else besides being constantly connected to the world through phones, screens, and tablets. No isolation. Everything is connected to them. However, like the millennials before them, that is us, Gen Zs are often environmentally conscious, inclusive and accepting of others, and extremely aware of their environment, despite many of them not being of age like us. Generation Alpha are kids born between 2015 and 2024. The first generation of kids who will never know a time when social media did not exist, and they are far more tech savvy than any generation previously, which is a powerful tool that can change humanity in myriad positive ways. They are the ones born into the internet age. The Gen Z were the ones born into the jet age, and these ones are the internet age. Everything is connected for them. Sometimes these kids are exposed to more activities than in our time with the kind of tools or the kind of gadgets that they have. So it is difficult for them to break away from their, in quotes, their schedule to do house calls, unlike us those days, where come back from school, we just go straight to what we've been asked to do, nothing to occupy us, but they have a lot to occupy them today. In addition, spending more time on phones and other devices that, they are inundated with dopamine-inducing stimuli like notifications, faster communication styles in text and videos. All this can lead to a shorter time attention span and create a low ability to tolerate disturbances or unpleasant activities. In this case, the things we ask them to do that are not falling into the category of technology kind of thing. So it looks like a disturbance to them. So what do we do? As a parent, it is vital to adopt open communication with these children in understanding their generational difference, especially in the manner they treat every different everyday task. You can also learn about and embrace your child's interest by taking the initiative to learn from them. The world is moving fast, and each generation has a unique trait and skill that can integrate and make life better. Take the time to learn new things from your children, especially modern technology, which many use today, relates beautifully to. So, in summary, like I said, it's a short one. It's just to celebrate motherhood and to make us know that our children are blessings. It is just their generation that is different from ours, and we have to understand them. So, in summary, it's essential to appreciate generation differences between parents and kids, as it can help you understand your kids' psyche and perception about everyday tasks. They will never look at washing plates the same way. They will never look at washing clothes the same way. They will never look at processing food the way you did. Those days will come back from school and we start washing clothes with our hand. These ones, they can see dryer. They don't understand why they can't use washing machine as against using their hand. That kind of thing. Or probably they can't use dishwasher, or why they have to, use something else to blend pepper. And there are so many things that has come up that is very easy for them. A better understanding will make your life easier as a mother, and also it will foster a closer connection with your children. Be patient with them, listen to them, empathize with them, embrace their way of life, because a new generation with new moms and trend is in the offering. If their dressing is off to you, correct by love and redirect them in a calm and understanding way. We are not unaware that some could be insolent, but in the end, love, in addition to any other corrective measures you may choose to apply, will conquer all and prevail and make them the best children within the concept or within their generational context. They will shine. They will still come out the best, more than even you. But do not expect them to dress like you or do anything like you, but make sure that you let them conform to the right and moral ethics that we have within the context of their generation. So I hope with this short podcast today, you have been able to understand more that you are in a different generation and then you understand what this generation is about. I wanted to keep it short so that I don't bore you as you are driving or as you're working in the kitchen. So until next week again, thank you so much for listening, sweet mothers, and may you continue to reap the fruit of your labor. May your children continue to shine as diamonds that they are. Thank you so much and have a great weekend ahead.